Hi guys. Welcome to True Channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Top 20 most haunted places in Canada. So make sure to watch the full video. 20 Beacon Hill Park. Established in 1882, this 200-acre park is a downtown Victoria jewel. The park is named after the two masts on the hill that serve as lighthouses for sailors accessing the city's inner harbor. The underside of the gorgeous, well-maintained Beacon Hill Park, with overpasses, lakes, creeks, and lawns, is also dark. The screaming doppelganger spawns on a rock ledge near the corner of Douglas Street and Superior Street. It is the ghost of a woman who was killed nearby, often seen at dawn. 19 St. Anne's Academy. Anne's Academy is a former monastic school now wholly owned by British Columbia, located on Humboldt Street, Victoria. Built in 1858, it was the first Roman Catholic cathedral in Victoria and moved into a school in 1886. People claimed that the nuns roamed the grounds early in the morning. In the end, the original cemetery was left on the ground and the 9 sisters were buried in it. Visitors also said they had seen the famous artist and writer Emily Carr of Victoria. Emily Carr is said to appear in many city locations, such as her home on Government Street and the James Bay Inn. 18 Hatley Castle. Hatley Castle is located in the heart of Hatley Park on the grounds of Royal Roads University. The castle was completed in 1908 and now serves as the administrative center of the university. If Hatley Castle sounds familiar, you've probably seen it in movies and on TV. 17 St. Francis Xavier University. St. Francis Xavier University was originally built in 1853 and is located in St. merged with Mount Francis. 1894 Barnard College, local Catholic girls' school. It was one of the nuns working on Mount St. Bernardo that she fell in love with and had a relationship with, the priest of St. Francis Xavier. Her religion forbade such things, so she felt humiliated. Unable to live with her guilt, she reportedly jumped to her death from the balcony of Gilmore Hall. Her faculty and her students now refer to her as her Blue Nun. 16 Dunvegan Provincial Park. The site of one of the first fur trading posts in Alberta, Dunvegan Provincial Park is claimed to house many supernatural activities. One of the most common statements is a woman's ghost, who is assumed to have chilled to death one terrible night while looking for her husband during an endless snowstorm. 15 Government House. One of Canada's most notorious haunted houses was recently restored to its pre-1890 glory. Government House belonged to the former Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan. Today, guests can take a tour and immerse themselves in the history and unique architecture. If you're lucky, or unlucky, you might be one of his ghosts. A ghost named Howie may be waiting for you. This is because his ghost can be seen most often in the kitchen. 14 Waterfront Station. One of Vancouver's busiest transit stations, it appears to be one of the haunts of ghosts and spirits. Rumor has it that 3 old women are sitting on a bench waiting for the train. Built in 1915, the station has witnessed some very strange and spooky happenings. Security guards and other workers reported the same. Cases like moving furniture and phantom footsteps are so common that this is one of many haunted places in Vancouver, Canada. 13 The Vogue Theatre. Opened in the year 1941, the Vogue Theatre was a very popular and loved venue for plays, concerts, and movies, of course. Located on Granville Street, which was once called Theatre Row, this place is haunted by 2 ghosts, one of which is entertaining and scares the guests with his footsteps and opens the doors of the dressing room area, but the other one scares people nonchalantly appearing in a tuxedo and is one of the very famous haunted places in Vancouver. 12 Pacific National Exhibition. Home to 8 different and very unique haunted houses, the Pacific National Exhibition hosts the Fright Nights event, in which is one of the most famous Halloween events in Vancouver. From themed rides to bizarre food and gothic freak shows, a visit to the Pacific National Exposition is sure to spook you. Home to some of Vancouver's most haunted houses. 11 The Old Spaghetti Factory. The Old Spaghetti Factory at Vancouver. Set in the style of Old Gastown, it is believed to be home to the ghost of a uniformed train conductor and 3 other ghosts, including a young boy and a little red man. Isn't it scary? Well, you must visit this place for the creepy experience and haunted feeling, and it is a very famous haunted place in Vancouver. 1024 Water Street. This is now a hippie street and a very popular shopping street, but it was once an antique market with a strange and creepy story going back to those days. One morning, the shop owner opened the shop and said he hadn't touched anything but upside-down chairs and a table. The building was originally a hotel owned by a man named Tommy Roberts, who died in 1918. Now, it's quite a mystery if it's his ghost or someone else's that roams the place. 9 Penthouse Nightclub. Now one of the most haunted places in Vancouver is Vancouver's once infamous nightclub. In the 1940s, the Penthouse nightclub was owned by Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. It was a place haunted by ghosts. There are many scary stories in the Penthouse, and if you want to experience the excitement of Vancouver, you must visit this place. The ghost that haunts the place is believed to be a middle-aged woman who seems to enjoy scaring the staff late at night. 8 Barrel Mansion. Today, it's one of many locations in the Barrel Steakhouse franchise, but Barrel Mansion was once the private home of magnate Hart Massey and his family. Legend has it that after the death of Massey's only beloved daughter, Lillian, in 1915, one of the housekeepers was so angry that he hanged her. Another interpretation of the story is that the maid commits suicide fearing that her relationship with Massey will be exposed. In any case, the maid's ghostly profile hanging around her neck has been witnessed by more than one beer keg tourist over the years. 7 Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. Did you find the Bates Motel in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho or the Overlook Hotel in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining intimidating? The Banff Springs Hotel is arguably one of the most picturesque hotels in Canada, but it is also known as one of the most haunted. Built by the Canadian Pacific Railroad in 1888, the hotel is home to many creepy ghosts, including a family murdered in room 873, a priest who died after falling down the steps in front of the hotel, and Sam Macaulay, a retired bellboy with a tendency to jump overseas. A fully formed hotel. 6 Fairmont Chateau Laurier. Business tycoon Charles Melville Hayes hired Fairmont Chateau Laurier but tragically died a few days before the grand opening of the hotel in 1912 on board the Titanic. Since then, the spirit of Hayes has been widely speculated to be seen wandering around the property. If we had invested our time and money in the construction of the lavish castle, only to die a few days before it was completed, we would probably be inclined to return. 5 The Old Spaghetti Factory. It seems that the ghost of a train driver still plagues this popular restaurant established on the old underground track. An inexplicable cold draft and an inexplicably rearranged table, the characteristics of the late conductor. A picture of a disassembled electric cart in a 1950s diner restaurant is literally upside down. The painting shows a hideous figure standing on the steps of a trolley bus, presumably the conductor of the train. 4 Hockey Hall of Fame. This building was once the Bank of Montreal before being used as the home of hockey in Canada. Folklore says that an unfortunate bank accountant named Dorothy died after the bank manager rejected her romantic proposal. Dorothy's ghost is now claimed to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and some visitors claim to hear incomprehensible female sobs throughout the building. 3. Craigdarroch Castle. Built in the 1890s for miner Robert Dunsmore and his family, this Victorian mansion has become a rare tourist attraction in Canada. There have been frequent reports of sightings of sinister white women playing the piano themselves. Many attribute the castle's mystical focus to Dunsmore's untimely death a year before its completion. 2 Plains of Abraham. In 1759, Major General James Wolfe and British forces led the French army to blockade Quebec City for 3 months, resulting in the Battle of the Plains of Abraham. In one of the most famous battles in Canadian history, it's no surprise that ghost soldiers can be found in countless fields and tunnels. Both Wolfe and French Major General Louis-Joseph de Montcalm were killed, and we can't help but wonder if their hearts are still fighting that battle today. 1 British Columbia Maritime Museum. The deceased seems to love the city, cleverly referred to as the place of newlyweds and the near dead. Once home to the city's prison and guillotine, the Maritime Museum is located in Victoria's famous Fort Square. Some say that if you look through the museum's entrance window, you can see Van Dyck's bearded, dark lithe figure hurried down the front steps. It is believed to be the mysterious apparition of Sir Matthew Bailey Begbie, Victoria's infamous hanging judge. West Point Lighthouse. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.